a couple people in the crowd, couple shout outs. I see Mike over there. We got to meet him a couple times in the past events. You know, also MetaJ came up with a great idea. Hopefully in the next week or so, we'll be able to bring that to the community, and it's awesome. You know, having community members get involved with great ideas and we're able to execute it. So I know a couple of you guys were chatting about that on Discord. So hopefully we have that to you soon. Who else is in here? Let's see. Of course, the great Alpha Racing, Zenyatta. So basically, today we're going to go over a couple great things. I think in the description, it's, you know, what we've done, what we're working on, where we're going. And then hopefully in the next 2-3 weeks, we'll go and we're planning on a big traditional, more of AMA to get everyone's questions and really block out probably a 2-hour event for that. So that's coming up right after this. But no further ado, Benny, I think you're kicking us off with some awesome stuff here.
All right, very exciting. Hello, everybody. Nice to be on stage, kind of talking to you all today. I will say I'm like 3/4 down with my cup of coffee, so I'm very jittery right now, which I think is good and exciting. So we're getting into it. I'm excited to share kind of some of the updates around some of the developments we've pushed out, are currently working on, and then the things that are coming up very, very soon. And I'll basically talk through the product roadmap as it relates to our developments. So why don't we kind of start with where we're at right now, what you're going to see in the next production launch, and then to follow. You're going to see an update to the portal this week. We are pushing a production update to the portal. One thing that I guess as we develop and we think through how things were built previously, / how we want things to be built moving forward, is kind of taking and abstracting the Web3 stuff and the Web2 stuff in ways that support on-ramp. So a big part of our focus right now is supporting user acquisition and an easy on-ramp. First step to that, as I've mentioned in previous kind of production video looms, is removing wallet connection. So we're actually going to have that in this upcoming production launch. So you won't necessarily need to connect to the wallet anymore. You'll just, sign with email and password. And then another big thing that we're doing as a business, and I think it's super necessary for us, is we're actually building a really strong, comprehensive backend admin dashboard that supports the company with managing kind of minting assets, looking at general growth, users, and being able to support with customer service and with all those things in a very timely manner, where you basically take out the tedious, development that's necessary from a dev to solve a problem. And you have basically a custom solution in place that could include removing accounts, creating new accounts, looking into problems, and then being able to solve it without needing a developer on here. So that's a big piece for us, so that we could take our focus away from, solving small bugs and really focus on big picture product developments. So in this new update, something that the community won't see, but we do have in place, is this ability to really manage our resources in a really, really meaningful way. So that's coming out in this next launch, which is this week. In terms of our next production launch, what is really, really important to the business, which you'll all see, is this on-ramp. So we have this new feature called the Silks account component. If you all log into the portal and you see that you could basically click on an account wallet on the top right, which manages, looking at a high level of your assets, your account balance, your rewards, all of that. We're creating that into like a comprehensive global account login feature that's going to be pulled directly into our sales funnel as well. So the way that we're going to support on-ramping new users is going to be essentially in Silks.io. You go into Silks.io. Imagine you don't know crypto at all. You're not really familiar with Web3. You see you want to buy Raysource, click buy Raysource. And the funnel will basically work where we prompt you to create an account to sign up, like any other traditional sign-up flow, Netflix, Amazon. You'll be able to connect with your email and password, no crypto wallet at all. And then we're going to spawn a wallet in the back end using a very, very reputable wallet generation tool that's kind of industry leader at the moment. We did do a lot of research and diligence, speaking to 5 or 6 different vendors that do create like a white label wallet solution. And we think we found a really, really strong solution for us. So that's going to basically be a wallet that's generated behind the scenes. New users won't really know about it, and they'll be able to go ahead, purchase with credit card, And that will basically directly airdrop the asset into their account wallets. They'll be able to sign in, see their assets, and there's no crypto friction. So that's the goal with the next production launch, is that easy on-ramp and that essentially that account wallet that'll exist across Silks.io and the portal, really supporting our future growth. Beyond just that, we also have obviously syndication coming up as well. And this is a really meaningful feature for our community. But one thing that we did think through a lot, which is how do we prioritize specific features over others? We decided to prioritize in terms of launching specific things, the on-ramp first, so that when syndication does come out and new users want to get involved, there isn't that friction that meets them at the front door when they say, okay, let me buy, a percentage of a horse, or let me get in and buy a full horse and then syndicate it. So we wanted to ensure that before that next layer of growth comes in, we have the on-ramp in a really stable position to support that acquisition. And that's kind of one of the decisions we made from a roadmap perspective in terms of prioritizing the on-ramp. So the on-ramp come out, then we have syndication right coming up right after that. And syndication's in a pretty strong place. We're excited to get it going. I know Gavin has a little bit of a sneak peek for the experience for the community. So if you do want to, Squid, kind of share some of that with them, that would be pretty cool. And that'll come up following right after, where you'll be able to syndicate your racehorses directly into the 10 different pieces. So if you want to put that in the main stage slides, or right there in the main stage chat. So that's really exciting. That's really cool. Another thing that I'll share right now, just in terms of our current efforts, is how do we take the experience that you all have, enjoying watching races. And one cool thing that you've noticed, especially, once you've won races, is we put out these graphics. So, here's the winner in first place crossing the finish line. But how do we as a company kind of scale that unique ownership experience and those unique renders, those unique graphics for every single race that happens, and create a really cool ownership experience across the pipeline? So something we're working on as well is this solution for generating content a lot more efficiently, tailored to winners, tailored to our user base, without needing to do them manually every single time. And that's something that's going to help make the experience more tailored and unique to each user, that we're working on from a creative standpoint as well. On top of all of that, as we do grow, it is important for us as a business to think through the architecture of the platform and to evaluate ways in which the platform itself could be further enhanced. So one thing that has been a constant ongoing effort, but is really relevant in the upcoming months, is improving the current architecture of the platform. One thing you'll notice, right, with the first delivery pass experience is that there was a lot of gas-oriented kind of components to it, multiple signatures involved with signing. And it could be, expensive depending on high gas volume. So thinking through how do we build out solutions that cater to our user base, enforce transparency and trust with randomization, but also don't have the friction associated with gas fees and costs in ways where we can reduce it. So coming up, to our future growth and to our sales of our racehorses in particular, how do we make that more seamless and less cost intensive is a big piece of the way that we're architecting moving forwards and solving for future growth. So those are some kind of big, high-level upcoming things on the roadmap. I will tell you, right, we have the land map as well, which includes this new functionality that I think we might have touched on, but we're basically getting ready to go for scale, which is being able to very easily go onto the map and purchase assets in a really simple and straightforward way. So you could buy land right off the map. We could generate the sale and give you a really nice experience across the board. So that's being developed. And that's going to be something that comes up after syndication, which will kind of support the land map, the Unity onboarding experience, which is connected to land, and we've been waiting to do it just because we want to really pump up that land experience. And those are some really big things. I know there's a lot of different things behind the scenes that are happening with really cool experiences that we're creating within the portal. One thing that we do have behind all of this and we will continue to push out improvements for, is this races dashboard, right? Being just able to see upcoming entries and results. But I want you to also think through kind of another improvement for that, which would include a race day view. We're able to see actual races, able to experience live streaming of the races, able to incorporate your own ownership within a race day experience so that you can come directly to the platform, really dive into the races as they happen, see the other users in the community that have races going on, and almost like a really exciting dashboard for live racing coverage that we're going to get built into the platform as well. And then following that would be all the social integrations of being able to connect with other players directly through the platform, connect with them socially, what's their Twitter, what's their Discord, things along those lines. And then also be able to see a leaderboard associated with earnings and racing volume and all that stuff that corresponds to your account, your dynasty, and your stats, and how that plays into the ecosystem as a whole. So those are some big kind of call outs and things that are coming up. And then throughout all that, we do have smart contracts that have been completed. It's just about getting the front end, I'd say, user experience implemented and prioritizing which features come out one after the other. But that's kind of an overview in terms of prioritization and what we're focusing on. I'll say it kind of one more time so it's just like really clear. Right now, it's the on-ramp, it's the onboarding. Let's really make sure that experience is super seamless. Logging into your platform is super seamless and easy to do. Right after that, once that's all in place, we'll support syndication. So that you can syndicate your resources, but also bring in a bunch of your friends, and we could bring in a bunch more traffic and on-ramp those new users. Directly following that, that's where we'll start focusing on the land click admits, driving the excitement around that whole land component of the game. We'll improve the race day coverage, being able to track races as they go on. And then directly following that, we'll see the farm gameplay get released as well, which is where you'll be able to then leverage the value of the land that you do have to build real farms and, gamified businesses within the ecosystem. But that's where we're at. That's kind of where our focuses are. Excited for everything that's going on. And we should see some really meaningful user experience enhancements over the coming weeks as we support, I'd say, a really meaningful Web 2 with Web 3 benefits platform that we are getting out there.
Hello? I just wanted to make sure Benny wasn't talking anymore. Benny, I will say that you weren't exaggerating when you said you had a few cups of coffee. All right. I guess it's me. I just want to talk about some of the marketing ideas and some of the things that we're really, working on. I've noticed in Discord, and I'm really happy that a lot of community members have reached out to me and really having a deep dive in regards to experience and what they're really enjoying about the product of our company and our game. And the common denominator has always been how our key phrase of blurring the lines of being a digital asset and experiencing it in real life. And we took that to real heart. And what we've been working on is really expanding on the experience of the game of Silks and bringing it to the real life of horse racing and those experiences. So I just want to tell you some really cool updates of what we're working on, what has already been approved, where we're heading. And I think it's gonna really enhance that experience for this game. One is I'm really, really happy to announce that TaylorMade, who happens to be one of the largest consigners in the real world, and I know that everyone has been following auctions, and again, they've seen their name. We are working on an experience with TaylorMade where they're basically going to go ahead and invest in our game, buy digital assets, syndicate those digital assets, and give the experience of the Game of Silks to the younger generation of their clients already. And what's amazing is they're seeing, just like NYRA is seeing, that the future of horse racing is coming through us in regards to solidifying a new culture and a younger generation. And they're using the Game of Silks of locking in younger generations as their clients in the real world of horse racing. And the experiences that we're going to be working on with TaylorMade is just like our community, which is blowing me away how our community is reaching out to the real world of horse owners and breeders, and how some of them, not all, but some of them are reciprocating and giving that experience back to the Game of Silks players. And what TaylorMade's going to do is they're going to go ahead and be able to give the same experience to the Game of Silks owners of their real live horses and their clients' real live horses, and basically update our community the same way they update their clients. And then we're also going to go ahead and do some really cool things with possibility of joining them at the sales, live feeding, but we're going to be really getting involved with them. And through that, I do believe that we're going to be getting a tremendous more amount of breeders and consigners engaging with our community and really bringing real live breeding and sooner or later racing to the game. That being said, NYRA, we are working on some really cool experiences with them. We will have a meetup in Saratoga this year, which will be announced, where we're going to go ahead and have a Silks Day at Saratoga. I know everyone's seen the billboard at Belmont. We're also going to have a billboard in Saratoga. We're also going to have a billboard in Aqueduct and other on-air experiences and engagement. Blood Horse Magazine. We're going to go ahead and get very involved with Blood Horse, to the point where we believe that they're going to go ahead and treat the Game of Silks just like the real live horse owners of real horses, and engage our community the same way, or engage their community the same way, by using the Game of Silks and truly having a Game of Silks section, basically, or editorials specifically for our clients or our customers, basically using the Game of Silks as, again, solidifying a younger culture, a younger generation and culture to Blood Horse Magazine. And the same thing with the Jockey Club. They are going ahead, and we're working on racetrack experiences with the Jockey Club. We're working on doing joint revenue streams with the Jockey Club. We're looking at getting live racing feeds through the portal, replays, everything that the real world is offering. We're going to attach ourselves in our game the same way, and the game is coming to us. And that is the most important thing that I could say, is the real world of horse racing is coming to us, the Game of Silks. That's how important and how big the Game of Silks is coming at such a young time of being where we are. We're a young company, and literally the real world of horse racing is realizing what and who we are, and they're coming to us. And that is the most important thing that I want everyone to realize in here, is that they're coming to us. And that is something that should blow everyone away, as it blows everyone in our company away. And we deliver, and we do our job, and we give the experiences to everyone. This is going to be the biggest thing out there. We are going to do what DraftKings, FanDuel, PokerStars has done to football, baseball, and poker, period, to horse racing. And I just want to thank again everyone here that is with us, that is enjoying this game. And I could tell when I speak with people, see the Discord, is that when the engagement of excitement, when our horses are racing, it's an amazing feeling. And believe me, with our tech, with our product, with the horse racing, it's only going to get better from here. So, enjoy the ride. We sure are. And I really look forward to the next couple of weeks. Have that big AMA. And you guys are going to be really, really pleased. So, again, thank you all. And I'll leave it off to Squid. Is, is anyone else supposed to talk?
I hear him on my end.
Is he signing back on?
He's probably rejoining. Oh, you should have heard him. Honestly, it's the most beautiful thing I've heard. So
It was really that nice?
it was. I'll tell you. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this later. So
Really? Thank you, guys.
all right.